Hey, and welcome back to another video. So first of all, I wish you a happy new year 2024. I hope 2024 is a great year for everybody, and I hope you achieve everything that you want to within this year. And I hope it's a great year in terms of financials and life in general, basically. I wish everyone the very best this year. And I apologize for not uploading for over a month, well, at least a month and a half actually, because throughout November and most of December I was really busy, but now come January my workload has decreased, so I can make videos once again on this channel and my tech channel as well if you follow me on there. And in today's video, and the first video of 2024, I'd like to review the Mac Tools 4-pound Antivibe hammer. Now this thing has easily become my favorite hammer over the past 3 days, I'd say, because I got it on Wednesday because our Mac guy comes on Wednesday. And I bought it off him and I used it throughout the day on Wednesday. Thursday, heavily used this thing. Friday as well. And today, Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat, this is my favorite hammer. And there is the part number SH4AV. This is the Mac Tools 4-pound Antivibe sledgehammer. This is the heaviest hammer Mac Tools has under the Antivibe brand. And I think the Antivibe I'd say patent or whatever. I don't know what whether it's a Mac technology or more of a Stanley technology, because you can get these in the Stanley brand as well. So I'm pretty sure Antivibe is owned by Stanley Black & Decker in some way or another, or maybe it's a third-party company. I'm not very sure, but this is the heaviest you can get, the 4-pound sledgehammer from Mac Tools. You cannot get a Stanley version of this. The Stanley version, the heaviest Stanley version you can get is the 3-pound hammer, which is about $46 online. This thing is usually, let me pull up the website here. This thing is usually $81.99, as you can see there. Antivibe sledgehammer, 4 pounds. There's your part number again, SH4AV. And if you go down, you can actually read the features. One-piece steel construction with Antivibe technology, designed to deliver greater vibration dampening. Top of head machine to allow the hammer to stand upright, so it will stay like that. It's not the most stable thing ever, but it will stand upright quite well. Then we have rim tempered striking surface, adds durability and safety. Molded textured rubber grip provides a slip resistance grip and increased comfort. 24 torque stabilizing bars and a tuning fork. That's the Antivibe technology there. It's got a tuning fork sort of setup built into the hammer. Wider face and longer handle provide the most amount of striking force to the largest possible area. And there's your warranty info. It says RL, I'm not sure. This thing, I don't know what the warranty is on it. It's at least 2 years. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And I could not find anywhere on this thing that it says made in the US. It may be made in Taiwan, but I'm not sure. It could be very well made in the US, but it doesn't say anywhere on that thing. And I've looked pretty well. So let us go over to flyer number 1 for 2024 here. There you go. Valid from December 25th, 23 to Jan 21st, 2024. And if you scroll on flyer number 1 all the way, you'll see that this thing is on sale. So there we go. It's $40 off. Registered price is $81.99, but it's now $41.99. And yeah, that's honestly, right off the bat, I can say that is a extremely good deal. Because like I said, the Stanley version, you won't get the 4-pound. You only can get up to 3 pounds in Stanley. The Stanley Antivibe sledgehammer is $46. You can get this right now, the 4-pounder from Mac, for cheaper, a bit cheaper, at $41.99. So there you go. The Stanley version, and again, that's a 3-pounder, and this is a this is a 4-pounder. So yeah, you can definitely go ahead and get this instead of the 3-pounder. If you're looking exactly for a 3-pounder, maybe you can go for the Stanley one, but might as well have the extra weight with this, and it's about what, $4 cheaper. So why not? If you have a Mac dealer, ask your Mac dealer and go ahead and get this thing. And again, like I said, right off the bat, my favorite hammer. And I was impressed by I could have been easily impressed by just any hammer, but after using this, I can't really go back to any of my other hammers. I had a off-brand, I think it was about a 2.5-pounder. Then I had your normal nail hammers. I had an East Wing as well. That thing I still use it quite well, and it's about always about 3 pounds. I think no. I'm not sure. I have a bunch of hammers that I use. But I do have one of my nail hammers is an East Wing. Those East Wing hammers with the aggressive head-like thing. They kind of look like, they have a very aggressive design to them. And I like East Wing, but this thing, man, I thought the Antivibe tech was sort of a gimmick. Right until I used this thing. I mean, for $41, I just bought it. And I just slammed it against a piece of steel. And man, that vibration dampening really, really works. As you can see, I've been using it heavily, and those blue marks are actually from parts of a Genie scissor lift that I was reworking. Somebody had damaged some of the doors on the side, the battery carriage door, the battery carriage, and one of the side panel doors. Somebody had bent them, and I just beat them back to shape with this thing. As you can see, these blue markings, because Genie scissor lifts are blue color. I think there's a bit on this side as well. I mainly use this side. I used it for so many other things, just beating the crap out of a lot of things. And for heavier work, honestly, I'd always reach for this hammer at this point. Of course, lighter tasks require a lighter hammer so that you don't destroy things, but heavier tasks, bending things back, slamming things back to shape, I know what to reach for. Now, right off the bat, you'll notice the neck is so thin, and that's because of this Antivibe technology. The fact that the neck is thin is because of that tuning fork stuff and all. It may look fragile, but it's not. This thing, I really swung this thing. Trust me, to test it, I swung. And we'll test it a bit here. Of course, we're not going to swing it real hard, but we'll test it a bit here. And trust me, you have to use this thing to really feel it. Now, of course, there's a bit of feedback. But if you're using protection, as you should be with any sledgehammer, it says here as well, you should be wear safety goggles, and you should also be using gloves, honestly, because you can hit your hand as well. So if you're using protection, you're not going to feel it at all. If you're wearing a good pair of gloves, but even with your bare hands, the feedback is almost non-existent. You still do feel it, but it's not that unpleasant vibrating that you feel from a standard hammer. You do have a feedback, but it's hard to just put a finger on. But when you're wearing gloves, as you should be, there's almost no feedback. It's just really, really nice to use. This thing is machined really well, as you can see, and they touted it being a one-piece construction, and this rubber handle has been put on there. I got this quite greasy with oil. I've cleaned it off with brake clean, but I got it quite greasy with oil, and even with my gloves on and with my gloves off as well, it still held its grip really well. This part helps quite a lot in holding it. So grip-wise, I'm very happy. This thing really does not want to slip out even if there's oil. I had a bunch of engine oil all over this thing, but it was fine. Just cleaned it off with some brake clean and it was good to go. But honestly, there's no other way to review a hammer on video. You have to use one of these things to see how they perform. But here's an old bell, a dumbbell. Let's just whack it a few times. I don't know, it's not going to show you anything, but I'll just do it just for the sake of it, but I'm not going to do it too loud because I'm in my apartment. Yep, no feedback whatsoever. One more time. Yep, no feedback whatsoever. And of course, like I said, I'm not going to slam it, but you have to use it to believe it. It's a very, very good hammer. And for $40, you can't go wrong, honestly. So if you're in the market for around a 4-pound hammer, the Mac Tools 4-pound anti-vibe hammer is definitely something you should look into. Definitely a 10 out of 10 hammer from me. For that price, again, you can't beat it. There's no other way I can review a hammer through video, but it's a tool and I review tools on this channel, so I wanted this to be the first video of this year. Easily my favorite hammer until someone else comes up with something better. I mean, I still like my E-swing for smaller stuff, of course. I'm not gonna take this thing to plastic. There are cases where I need to lightly tap on plastic. For example, there's this on Caterpillar excavators, the bigger ones. There's this filter. It's not the main air filter. It's the secondary air filter for the engine. It needs to be changed every 1500 hours, and it's in this slotted housing like thing, and the slotted housing has 4 wings like things on the top. And since it's only changed every 1500 hours, or the machine that I used it on recently, my E-swing hammer, the slotted housing, or the winged house, the cap of the housing is kind of winged, so that there's a tool you can put on there and turn it. And since those don't get changed often, like I said, every 1500 machine hours, that thing kind of sticks because the rubber gasket sticks, and it's pretty hard to get off without that special tool, and we didn't have that on hand, so we kind of had to tap one of those wings slightly, because using channel locks on it didn't work because it's about that big, plus it's in an awkward position. So tapping the wing, actually, one of those wings actually got the plastic to turn. So in an application like that, of course, this is not going to do that, but for everything else that requires a bit more, I'd say, slamming, this is definitely something I'll go for. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comment section if you own this hammer, and do you like it, or do you don't like it? Do you have something better that you may want to recommend? Let me know down in the comment section below. That was my review of the Mac Tools 4-pound sledgehammer with anti-vibe technology. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you honestly did, don't forget to smash that like button down below, as it helps this video get on YouTube's algorithm. Leave a comment down below, ask any questions. We can start a discussion down in the comment section below. Subscribe and stay tuned for my upcoming videos as well. I hope to do a lot of videos and reviews on tools here in 2024, so definitely stay tuned for those. Thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next video.